All right, good people, let's get it. Welcome to Design Love, inspiration, ideas, and solutions for folks who love interior design. This is the official launch of my new show airing on Wednesday nights here on my YouTube channel. I'm so excited. I'm your girl, Denise Joy, designer, artist, and creator of the Furaha method of joyful design. By the way, Furaha means joyful in Swahili. I am so excited that you all are joining me, whether it is live or you are watching the recorded replay. You are in for the good stuff, no fluff, I promise. Now listen, when it comes to design, there are like 11 design styles, no lie. While most folks are pretty familiar with like 3 styles, contemporary, traditional, and nowadays boho is at the top of everybody's list, right? Drop in the comments if you're like, I heard of boho, you're right. So just like clothes, design has styles that become popular during a specific time period, and then some of them transcend that time period and they remain popular. Now, let's take my retro looking top that we might say this is like a 70s mod, or maybe mid-century retro, or maybe even 80s postmodern, right? With the big lips on it and the heart and all of the graffiti look. And so there are so many design styles, and there's so much fun to be had with design styles. But many people, and maybe this is you, many people are completely clueless when it comes to defining their own design style. But don't worry, I got you. I've got some great stuff to share with you today, because in this episode, I am sharing inspiration, ideas, and solutions to help you identify different design styles. And I'm going to tell you why that's important, because I created this show to help people like you solve their design problems and solve them quickly. Now, real quick, don't be stingy. Hit that share button. Share this experience with your community, your friends. I know they will appreciate it. And then drop your state in the comments. What's up? I see you, Shiny. Go on, girl. Oh, girl. Thank you, girl. She said I look beautiful, y'all, for y'all who can't see the comments. I appreciate it. Listen, I show some love. Let me know where you're hailing from. I know she's coming from Cali. She didn't have to drop her comment. I've known her forever. But here's the deal. There's an art to creating an attractive home at an affordable price, right? And my commitment, my promise is to make design accessible to everyone. Through my boutique firm, we make design accessible because everybody deserves a custom on a budget experience. And when I work with my clients on any project, no matter small or large, I help them keep the Faraha principles top of mind. Number 1, honor yourself, fill your home with things you love. Number 2, treat yourself better than company. Number 3, add some meaning and some age in your home, now besides yourself. And number 4, oh, please stop settling for, oh, that's good enough, because you know it's not. And then number 5, allow joy to take permanent residence in your life, because I don't help you just transform your home. I'm here to help you transform your life. Now, you know what? This is the Wind Down Wednesday. Why I got to say it like that, right? Wind Down Wednesday edition of Design Love. So every time I say design, you got to take a little sip of your beverage of choice. Now, I think I just said design like 3 times, so sip, everybody, sip. This episode is inspired by one of my faithful viewers named Erica. And if you have an idea for a show, drop it in the comments. I would really appreciate it. On an earlier show, Erica mentioned she only heard of contemporary design style. She had not heard of the other 11 design styles that I had been mentioning. So, like I said, in this episode, I'm going to share insights and ideas so that you can identify different design styles. Personally, I'm a believer in mixing styles, but there is great value in knowing your dominant style so you can then mix styles with great confidence. Don't that sound good? I know it do. Now, you got to do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know you don't want to miss none of this good stuff, no fluff content. And if you're watching the recording on another platform, just go to www.customonabudget.com hit subscribe, and you're in like Flynn. Now, I don't know who Flynn is, but anyway, I just heard some people say that. So, like I said, I believe in mixing styles, but it's valuable to know what your dominant style is so you can mix them well. Now, there are a lot of design styles, and some they are more well known than others, and people even create hybrid design styles, really. So, I mean, the styles keep growing. Personally, I'm really drawn to mid-century modern, tribal influence, or some people call that Afro boho, and then my favorite, which is modern vintage. Here are a few design styles you may have heard. If you've heard of any of these, drop yes, or I heard of that in the comments. So boho, glam, traditional, transitional, modern vintage, industrial, boho, Scandinavian, Hollywood Regency, Afro boho, contemporary. Have you heard of any of these? Now, some of you may say, well, I heard of them, Denise, but I don't know what the heck those styles are all about. Okay. I just know that I heard them on like some of the shows that I watch. Right. Okay. You said yes, I see. So sometimes we hear these styles and we're thinking, okay, but what does that really mean? Now, the show is only so long, so I can't go into every style, but I tell you in just a little bit, I'm going to unpack a few of these so that you have more of an understanding. And I'm going to give you the video of the week for you to watch so that you can really unpack how to define your own design style. Now, with DIY, most people make a mistake of focusing exclusively on one design style when the most timeless spaces actually blend styles. Now, of course, there is an art to doing this well. Now, here are 3 benefits of knowing your design style. Y'all ready? Oh, you like all styles. Listen, I love all different styles, but here's what's going to benefit you. Number one, when you know different design styles and you understand the characteristics, you can mix styles like a pro. To do this well, here's a tip. You're going to use 65 to 70% of your dominant style in your space, and then you're going to layer in 1 or 2 other styles for that other 30 to 35%. That's the formula for mixing styles with confidence like a pro, okay? That's pro tip for y'all, number 1. Number 2, you're going to have more confidence when you select furnishings and decor. So when you log on, maybe you're doing your shopping on an online site, maybe CB2 or West Elm or something like that. And it seems like everything they're saying is all boho. And you're like, well, I'm not really into boho. I want something different. You're going to know how to distinguish, even though a company might be labeling their furnishings with the current trend, that doesn't mean that that furnishing is only that current trend, right? You got me? And then lastly, number 3, it'll be way easier for you to communicate with confidence with a designer if you choose to hire one. I mean, the designer has to have something to work with. And when you have some sense of what your style is, that makes that relationship flow a little bit better. Now, don't forget, y'all, take that sip, because I know I said design like at least 13 times in this last little segment right here. So sip, everyone. It is Wind Down Wednesday. Okay, next up, I am going to define. That's right. I'm going to unpack a few popular styles. But first, I got to do my weekly DDT shout outs. I am so excited to have faithful members of my DDT. That's the Dopenificent Design Tribe. These are folks who watch my videos, they comment on them, and they even hire me to be their designer. If you are in the audience tonight, go ahead on Lane. She says she's sipping. If you are in the audience to hear me shout you out live, or you're watching the replay, drop in the comment and say, thank you, Denise. Thank you, Denise Joy. Now, here's this week's shout outs. My former student from Howard University, Dana J. My line sister, Camille Smith. My good friend, Danielle Ricks. One of my frequent commenters on my videos, Tori, Dee Sarton, Michelle Pate, Ariane Smith, Mamie Thompson, and Kenya Shedrick. Thank you, everyone, so much. Listen, y'all are my ride or dies. I appreciate it so much. A couple of people on here. Deshaun has been a previous DDT shout out in a previous episode. If I didn't shout you out this week, show a little love, and this could be you next week. Now, we're about to demystify some design styles. Listen, when I say Hollywood Regency, what comes to mind? No, it's not an episode of a nighttime television drama. That's not Hollywood Regency. It's not like Dynasty, okay? Hollywood Regency is a design style. It's one that people don't frequently hear, but it is actually a very popular design style. It's Hollywood Regency was really made popular in the 1930s, and it was reflecting Hollywood's golden age, right? I don't know why I have to say it like that, but it just feels like it's just fancy, the golden age. So it's a style that blends quite a few other styles like Asian and Greek and Parisian and tribal and even Art Deco and some mid-century modern and a touch of glam. So remember what I said earlier, if you know your dominant style, then you can layer in some of these other styles with 30 to 35%, some touches. Today, people sometimes call Hollywood Regency maximalist, which is the opposite of minimalist. You probably heard of minimalist. Now, think for a maximalist, that means an abundance of things. Minimalist means less is more. So Hollywood Regency loves to layer everything into a space, texture and color and pattern. And like I said, layering different time periods and different design styles. Next up, minimalism. Minimalism specifically focuses on, we call it clean lines, straight edges, not a lot of curves. You can have some curves, but a lot of clean, straight line and monochromatic color palettes and a lot of open floor plans. People say, people either love an open floor plan or they can't stand it. They want some walls, some separation. Minimalism likes to have an open, airy quality to it. Minimalism also has lots of light and multifunctional furniture. It emphasizes shape and texture that acknowledges architecture and sculptural lines. So it's really artistic. Boho. Everybody's loving boho these days, right? And it's not just an eclectic room full of whatever. Boho is a true design aesthetic. It uses curated furnishings and decor. It layers pattern and color, taking center stage. The vibe is really relaxed and carefree. For Afro boho, there's an additional emphasis on tribal decor or ethnic pieces that you can put in a space, and fabrics and furnishings. And the design for Afro boho can lean from a lot of bold color to a monochromatic color. When I say monochromatic, that can mean one tone of color. And usually that means some creams and lighter grays. That's a monochromatic color palette. Our last design style that I'm going to unpack on tonight's episode is the style that most people know, and they kind of use it as like a catchphrase, and that's contemporary. People say, "Oh, I like contemporary." I said, "What's your my design style is contemporary," or people will confuse contemporary and modern and think that they automatically mean the same thing, and they go together. And it's easy to do because it's kind of confusing, right? So here's a way for you to think about it. Modern actually refers to a specific time period from the 50s, 60s, and a little bit even into the 70s. That's really technically what we call modern style. Contemporary focuses on muted neutrals paired with simple shapes, and it can juxtapose an industrial and natural elements and sometimes have a real clever, you hear people say, I need a pop of color. So contemporary is going to use a pop of color. I'll do one more. Transitional style can be a blending a crossover of one or two styles, usually traditional, which is going to have more darker woods versus lighter woods, like in a Scandinavian or a boho style. It will have more of darker woods, and it will have more scroll work in sort of like the feet of the feet. Yeah, the feet on the chest of drawers, or even on the legs underneath the dining table. And so traditional is going to mix. You could mix some traditional and contemporary and come up with transitional. That's a little bonus. So what style do you lean towards? Or do you think you lean towards? If you're still thinking, Denise, I don't know. girl, listen, you asking these hard questions on this good show. So it could even be a blend of styles. You say, girl, I like all of them. Drop in the comments. Let's chat about it. I see contemporary. Yes, I do agree. You are all the way about that contemporary look with a touch of glam, may I add, for you, Miss Booker. You would like that touch of glam also, because I know your style. I've seen your home. Okay, now that it's been broken down. Awesome, awesome. So if you're listening to the recording, hashtag replay, and I promise I'll respond to you. Now listen, it's time for some fun. Y'all know I love bragging rights. It's time for some bragging rights. What are you most proud of in your home? It's time to celebrate. Celebrate your taste, your style, your passion. Did you do something recently? Oh, Lane, you said Afro Boho. Oh, I love it. You know I'm all about that Afro Boho. But I love so many styles too. And I'm not limited. When I'm designing for someone, I'm not designing my style for them. I love to implement whatever that client's design style is. I really do get into it. But this segment is about bragging rights. What are you proud of? What you proud of? I corrected myself. What you proud of? I want to hear about it. We don't celebrate enough, right? From the small to the large to the in between, everything is relevant, y'all. Life is good. Okay, let's celebrate. What I'm celebrating is this challenge for March, this March challenge, the Repurpose Your Stuff Challenge. That's what March is about. We're getting ready to transition out of winter and into spring. So I decided let's make March about repurposing what we already have in our home. And so you're going to pick a room and you're going to pick a budget. Now, I suggest something around 300, maybe 500, maybe less. You kind of decide what you want to spend. But the real goal is to refresh a room, really using stuff you already have in your home. You either are going to take a painting or some wall decor from one room and put it in another room, or move some dresses around. So honestly, I am so busy in March. I have 2 installations. Matter of fact, I'm flying to New Orleans this weekend to install a remote client's final installation. I did my Repurpose Your Stuff room already. I did 2 rooms. I did my upstairs TV den, and honey, it is laid. I am patting myself all on the back and shrugging my shoulders. What are you proud of? What are you bragging about? Are you saving up to do something awesome in your home because you want to honor yourself? Remember principle number 1, honor yourself, fill your home with things you love. Let everybody know, inspire other people. That's what it's really all about. Don't keep the good stuff to yourself. And so I only spent $39 to refresh that TV den. I'm telling y'all, honestly, I kept thinking, I have a workroom. I have both an art studio, I have my YouTube studio, and then I have a workroom. And I said, you kind of have everything you need already. And I can't wait to share the pictures with you guys of how I refreshed this space. That room I didn't go into often, but now I'm up there all the time because it is just, the vibe is right. So here we've got, you did 2 accent walls in 2 different rooms. That's big because you're not that bold. Oh, that is a true. I wish I had a clapper down here. I love to we'll just do our claps like this. Yes. So be proud, brag on yourself. I repurpose a ton of stuff. I hope you will participate in the Repurpose Your Stuff Challenge. It's really asking you to take a more critical look and ask the question, am I really pleased with everything in this room? Is this room still providing the vibe that I want and need, right? Because your home is like is a caretaker for you. Your home is your respite where you go, you kind of recharge, you recharge. So just check in. And we've got, oh, you saw it. Oh, so I posted some sneak peeks. Oh, I see you, Lane. I posted some sneak peeks on my Furaha Method of Joyful Design page on Facebook. So she already done peeped it. Yes, both are neutral colors. Even though those are neutral colors, there's still that accent wall. Yes, take a stand. You know what you did. You did something out of the usual for yourself. So I am so happy to see y'all joining me again. These are my faithfuls. And again, if you are watching the replay, drop your state and what are you have your bragging rights about this week. Now, if this is some good stuff, also let me know in the comments section. And don't forget to sip, sip. Now, for our custom on a budget segment, this week, my tip for getting an elevated look in your space, but doing it on a budget, is to watch YouTube channels that focus on hacks. You know, the hack is something that you do and you take something and you rework it to make it look more expensive or do something that it wasn't made to do. There are literally there's a hack for virtually any design style. My videos don't generally focus on hacks, but I do have one video that's been viewed over 13,000 times that shows you how to create custom shower curtain artwork with a canvas frame, which is a really neat hack. You can either purchase a frame from, say, Amazon, or you can even pick up one from your favorite thrift store. And then you can use a decorative shower curtain, or my favorite thing, some fabric that you really love, that you can create a wow factor wall decor for a fraction of the cost. Okay. There are YouTube channels that focus on how to turn items from the dollar store into decor that look like it costs a good chunk of change. And if your design style leans towards like farmhouse or industrial or even modern vintage or Afro boho, really glam, you can even do this. You can look for pieces, quality pieces at your thrift store or vintage resale stores, and incorporate and invite the age. Remember, for Raha principle number 3, add meaning and age in your home besides yourself. You can invite the age and the quality of those pieces into your style. Or you can customize them by covering them with new upholstery or paint. Honestly, there is a way to DIY or hire someone to give you a custom on a budget element for any design style. Trust me, I have done it. Now, you know, I always take a moment to give honor to my first 2 design mentors, my mom, Donna Jean, and my aunt, Laura May. Now, some of you heard my story before. I lived in 13 homes from the time I was born till I was 17. And no, we weren't in the army. My mom was a master at moving us from place to place to place, and then making each new place feel like home. I learned a lot about how a space affects you and keeping things that have great meaning around you. But this week, I got to mention my grandma, Ethel. Y'all, this woman taught me how to be a master thrift shopper. I mean, eagle eye. She taught me how to scan a rack and see fabrics, pick out linens, pick out wool, pick out leather. I mean, I didn't even have to kind of move the items or even the furniture. And I remember one year she bought this gorgeous gold chair that I nicknamed the throne. And she would adorn it with fabrics and throw pillows. And I wish I had that chair to this day. My grandmother was super stylish, and I got a lot of my design sensibility from her as well. My design approach focuses on creating fresh, vibrant, welcoming spaces, a blend of contemporary, modern, and classic pieces, and that makes rooms timeless and inspire joy for a lifetime. Now, next up, I am going to share this week's video highlight of the week. And I mentioned this earlier. This video on my channel is called 5 Tips to Quickly Define Your Design Style. How simple is that? 5 tips, boom. It's a short video. I think it may be like 2 minutes and 47 seconds. And it just walks you through so that you can really define your design style. It's a perfect video to watch to complement what we've talked about on this episode today. In the video, one of the 5 tips that I share is for you to gather pictures of different rooms that resonate with you, you're drawn to. Where do you look for those pictures? Pinterest or house.com. Both of those are free sites. And you're going to gather those pictures together. And the other tips combined with that are going to help you really figure out how to define your design style. Because remember, when you are clearer about that, you're better at DIY, and you are definitely better if you choose to work with a designer. So for my regulars and my newbies, here's the news. Sister Linda has decided she is coming on every other week. She left me a note, and she left y'all a note. And here's what she had to say. Miss y'all. She said she got a new hobby, and she can't keep giving me all her time. When I say my friend is something else, she said she'll tell y'all about her new hobby next week, and she missed y'all. And again, she said, and you make sure you show them my note. So y'all let her know I did. So we're gonna close out with two segments. I have Sister Linda's TCB taking care of business, the Sister Linda way, because she told me I can't change the name because that's her segment. And then the Dopenificent List. So we always share three things, three recommendations that I feel really strongly about that I recommend you do. And so this week we've got our design magazine. In previous episodes, we focused on some Black interior designers that I wanted to really shine a light on. This week, Design Magazine. First up, Elle Decor. This is a magazine that shares the best in the design world, national, international designers. And they featured one of my virtual mentors, Sheila Bridges. She was on the cover of the September 2020 issue. And guess what? That was the first time Elle Decor ever had a Black designer featured on their cover, the cover of their magazine. So kudos to Elle Decor. And second on the Dopenificent list this week, a decor item, Rattan Blinds. I am in love with Rattan Blinds. Why? Because they are classic and they can work with a variety of design styles. Believe it or not, rattan doesn't just come in brown. They can come in white. They can come in cream. They come in a variety of colors. They can be paired with luxurious velvet curtains and or either sheer panels. You can layer them and they add a heck of a lot of character in a room. And last on our Dopenificent list is the favorite meme. I hate it when I'm singing a song and the artist gets the words wrong. Can anybody relate? I know it can't just be me. I'm just a singing, and the artist is singing different words, and I'm like, you singing the wrong words, right? We so crazy, exactly. Gotta have a little fun, right? So thank you guys for riding with me, ride or die. Let's close it out with the TCB, taking care of business. This is from Sister Linda. She said, this is Sister Linda's TCB, taking care of business on life, the Sister Linda way. This week, I want you to know I'm not your competition. I'm proof that whatever can be done, can be done. What I mean is, comparison is the thief of joy. What I mean is, don't see others as your competition. They don't have the same goals and desires, ambitions, and God-given gifts that you do. Nobody's your competition, not unless you demand they be your competition. So just stop it. Now that's all Sister Linda would say on that. That's the TCB taking care of business on life, the Sister Linda way. What you say, we do know the words to the song. So I thank you all for joining me. I had a ball with you all tonight. This has been so awesome. Can't wait for my girl, Sister Linda, to get back and tell y'all about her new hobby. I will not spoil it. Next week, Sister Linda will be sitting right here in the chair. We're going to be chatting it up about what? How to upgrade your bathroom on a budget. I will see you all next time.